Yo, check it, got that new fire straight from the underground. What you need? This that real hip hop.
She demanded half of his property. Only the court told her that her millionaire husband owned nothing.
I'm not signing papers, man. That's not my daughter. I'm not paying child support. We get divorced, right?
Watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me.
Did you hear what Tom Brady did to his ex-wife? Allegedly, when his wife filed for divorce, she demanded half of his property. Only the court told her that her millionaire husband owned nothing. Apparently, all of his property is registered under his mother's name. Because he transferred his assets to his mother, he technically owns nothing, which means he doesn't owe her anything.
The court notified me that my final decree of divorce has been approved by the judge.
Okay.
I know that it sucks being alone. I come home and I'm alone. I go everywhere alone. I don't hardly talk to him anymore.
You're getting a divorce. Why would you talk to him?
I don't blame him. I filed for the divorce. So I'm sure people are wondering, well, you filed. Why are you so upset? Why are you crying? Just because you make a decision that you think is going to end up making things better doesn't mean that you have to give up the fact that you love that person.
No, sweetheart. You made a decision that you wanted to make based on whatever was going on at the time, based on how you felt at the time, all of that. You decided to make a decision that you felt like was going to make your life better. That's what you did. And you decided to divorce your husband. You were looking out for yourself and not for the marriage. And you got a divorce. And then you say you're lonely. Well, that's what happens when you go from 2 to 1. It's just the one, baby. There's no one else. Now you're crying. Nah, bro. I want to feel sorry for you. I just don't.
Or that you did it because you were trying or whatever. I've never met anybody like him. And I've never loved anybody like him either. But I don't want a divorce.
It sounds like she's pleading, y'all.
I still am very much in love with my husband.
Been dating someone pretty intensely for the last 6 weeks, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was full. We were full of conversation and laughter and friendship and all these wonderful things. But for various reasons, we're just at different life stages and doesn't necessarily have a long-term compatibility. So I know it was the right decision for us to end it, but I'm also sad because it was really fun and I don't want that to stop.
What?
But it's also annoying that didn't work out and I have to go back to dating because it's really hard.
It's a harrowing confrontation between a man, his wife, and her lover.
She's my wife, man. She's my wife.
It's almost painful to watch as 48-year-old Keith King struggles with his wife's lover as he pleads with her to come home.
Steenie, you're picking him over me. You're picking him over me now.
I don't want this.
Now, this bitter love triangle has led to a shocking court verdict. Keith.
Yo, folks are going to call him a simp. I already know it. I know some of y'all that are on my channel. Y'all gonna say that man is tripping. He shouldn't do that, but it's your wife, man. You gotta fight for yours, right? You gotta fight for what's yours. That was tough to even look at,
Keith
though.
King sued his wife's lover
more.
and was just awarded $9 million. Here's Les Trent.
That controversial lawsuit was heard right here in this courthouse. Keith King claimed that his marriage was in perfect shape until that stranger came along and stole his wife and ruined everything.
Every time he knew I was out of town, he was coming into town.
Attorneys Joanne Foyle and Dorothy O'Neill represented Keith King.
You don't have to prove that there was a perfect marriage. just that there was some genuine love and affection in the marriage.
Keith King owns a BMX stunt show that performs at NFL halftime shows in state fairs across America. His 33-year-old wife, Danielle, worked with him as an MC.
Nice.
She says the marriage was
Max's
already
Club.
in trouble before she became involved with another man. He discovered Danielle was cheating when he found flirtatious texts on her phone.
I called him from her phone.
But
and
you
I
just
said,
let
she's
it
a
go
married
on,
woman.
though?
Leave her alone. Don't you ever contact her again.
Nah,
But he says the affair continued for months in secret. Then last year, Danielle moved out of their home. Soon after, Keith went to her new apartment and was shocked to find the lover, Francisco Hooser, there.
She's my wife, man. She's my wife.
In the
That is
house.
my wife, man.
You need to stop.
You are rude. Tell me about that day you confronted your wife and her lover.
If she had been in a car accident and I walked up on the car accident and saw her, dead in the car, that's what it felt like to me. I felt like I just witnessed her die.
Keith says he considers the $9 million award to be a hollow victory because he'd give anything for his old life back.
There isn't a dollar amount that you can put on it for what I think my family's worth.
He looks very different now, though. He definitely put on some
Watching my
weight.
ex thrive.
Bruh, that's
It's
wild.
a beautiful thing, but it's really triggering for me.
Okay, they had this on
because
earlier.
I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to.
You decided to do that. You said, I don't want to have this life that I have all of these things. I don't want to do this anymore. You took everything for granted and said you would be better off without all of that. That's what you said. And then you said that, and then you took actions to make that happen. And now you're sad? Bro, listen. I know breakups are horrible. I know they are. Trust me, I know firsthand. I wish my ex would call me. I would love to hear from her. I ain't heard from her since the day I left. Does it suck? It eats at me all the time. But a decision was made that now we both have to live with. Good, bad, or indifferent. Whatever happens, that's what happened. I can't go back. She can't come back. It is what it is. But you can't do this. And then want somebody to feel sorry for you? No. In no way, shape, or form.
And wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
I'm not signing them papers, man. That's not my daughter.
Don't throw
I'm not paying child support. We getting divorced, right?
Excuse
It's not my daughter biologically.
This is a skit.
You signed these
This is
adoption
a skit,
papers,
100%.
giving the child the same biological rights as the child who is your own.
Bro, I didn't sign the
Look
birth
at that
certificate. What
blazer
adoption
and
paper?
that
Where did I-
t-shirt
where I sign them
combo.
at?
This is a
I got
skit.
the papers.
Okay, you got the papers. You ain't got no papers.
Did he sign the birth certificate?
No, he didn't.
I didn't sign a birth certificate. That's what I'm saying. That's not my daughter biologically. Her daddy in
But
jail.
she was there since she was born.
Okay,
Not
what
her
that
daddy.
means?
You
So?
adopted her though. I got the adoption papers somewhere.
Okay, but what that means?
Somewhere.
I'm not paying child support.
We were married for 7 years.
Just pull out the birth certificate.
Okay, it don't really matter if we was married or not. It don't really matter. That's not my daughter.
Like,
I'm not about to pay child support. You move on, meet somebody else. Then he
Yeah.
taking care of you and your daughter. You getting double benefits. How did that sound?
Once you adopt this child, it becomes yours in the same.
But what I'm saying is,
capacity as
where the papers at?
biological child. I understand.
Where the papers at? Show
Do you
me the
have
paperwork.
papers?
She don't know where the papers is even at.
Show
That's
the
what I'm
paperwork.
saying. She's so unorganized.
What is
That's
it?
why we
What
getting
do
divorced
they
now.
love
You're not
saying? Where are the
organized.
first of
receipts?
all, we're the reason why my brain is fucked
Whatever,
up.
but this your choice.
Where are the
This is your
receipts?
choice.
Ain't that the term? They love that.
This is your choice.
It's 15 minutes. Can we talk outside?
15 minutes for what? I'm not signing that. It's not my
Where's the
key.
papers? You're signing these papers.
This is a skit. I don't even know why this is on here, honestly. This is a skit.
Since she's been born.
This paper,
This
I'm
is a
not
skit,
signing.
y'all.
I'm not signing that.
You gotta know.
Look,
You gotta know it when you see it. This is a skit. I mean, but it's showing you, I guess, what happens in that room.
This is her decision to get divorced. So why should I pay for her daughter that's not mine biologically? Whether you think I adopted her or not. Yeah, I took care of her.
Give us 15 and we'll figure this out.
Okay,
So
you might need 15. You know what I'm saying?
You're just throwing away 7 years of being in your daughter's life.
You're throwing away 7 years.
You raised her.
This was your idea, not mine.
You raised her. We were together.
This is your idea, not mine.
You know what?
Was it not your idea to get divorced?
Look, we're not getting anywhere.
Okay.
Let's just take 15 minutes to cool off and come back.
How you don't want to help me take care of Charlotte?
Yo, you being unprofessional.
How you don't want to help me take care of Charlotte?
Very unprofessional.
Right. Even if this was real, this ain't worth watching. It's a skit.
So what am I supposed
Like,
to
why
tell
would you
her?
even want to watch
Okay,
a skit in this
life
manner?
completely.
Yes.
This ain't it.
I am.
That's fucked up.
This
I'm
ain't
closing
it.
this chapter in my life.
It's a long
You
skit,
want
but I
divorce?
don't think they
I'm
rehearse
closing
much
the
of
chapter on
anything.
you
They haven't really
and
gone
Charlotte. I'm
over
not
any
taking
of the
care of either
lines.
one of y'all.
So now they just out here free forming and what is it? Free
You don't
verse?
think it's something that you did wrong?
Improv.
No, I ain't do nothing
Improv.
wrong.
That's what
You
this
don't think
is.
so?
I ain't do nothing
Improv.
wrong.
A woman
That's
don't
why I'm
want a
not
divorce
taking
for
care
no
of you and
reason.
Charlotte. 'Cause I ain't nothing wrong. You just walking away because you probably got a dude. You probably got a dude or something. I don't know what's going
If I
on.
had a dude, I wouldn't be asking you for no
Okay, but check this out. I'm not about to take care of you. I ain't about to take care of Charlotte. You gonna move on, meet somebody else. You gonna do the same thing that I was doing. Come in there and play daddy for your daughter. Play daddy like I've been playing daddy for all
That's a long
these years.
skit.
And then I'm not about to pay for stuff. And then she gets stuff from two that she don't have two daddies.
It's important to understand that when you signed the adoption papers, it became your daughter.
Yeah, but I didn't. Where the papers at? Y'all ain't got
Yo,
the
they got
paperwork.
the dude
That's
from
why
the
we need
front
15
office to
minutes to
play the
recoup.
lawyer.
Okay, man, y'all go recoup. 15 minutes, go recoup. Go recoup. I'll be here. Y'all want me to leave? What y'all gonna do?
It's probably in the other binder. Okay, let's just get the other.
It's probably in
That's
the
just
other
crazy
binder.
how he spent 7 years.
There's no
with
organization
our
on this
daughter.
skit. They're
How many daddies
improv.
in jail?
They're
I spent a whole lot of
improv,
money
but they
on it,
didn't
too.
rehearse
I ain't
not
spending no more
much.
money.
And I didn't ask you to do it.
I guess they
never
got a
asked
small
you
premise of what's
to
supposed
do
to
any
happen,
of
I
but
did it 'cause I
it's
loved
not
you.
really.
And you don't go to
It's not
Charlotte?
doing what it's
Okay,
supposed to
What?
do.
The love is gone. The thrill is gone. You know,
Ain't no way,
The
bro.
love is gone. So love just
It's gone. I'm closing the chapter right now. Like, go take your little break. 15-minute break. Go take your break. Come back. I'm not signing that paper. I will sign a divorce paper, but I'm not paying no child support.
I'm gonna find the adoption papers, and you're gonna sign this paper.
Okay, whatever. I'm gonna give me a lawyer too.
Is this
I don't care.
this
I'm
how
gonna
is
get
this
a
the
lawyer.
rest of it? Is this like ride out?
Okay, I'm gonna get a lawyer. I'm not even gonna
Okay.
discuss this anymore. I'm done.
This
Y'all
was skit,
done?
y'all.
I'm gonna get a lawyer.
There's
Yeah,
two
I'm
ways
gonna
to
stop
really handle
this. I'm gonna stop this. So that right there, that last piece, what we was just watching, that's a whole skit. How do I know? Because I took theater. Yeah, I did. I took theater. I've done improv. I've done things like that. So I know it when I see it. Sometimes the acting isn't on point and they're looking for lines, looking for a way to keep the situation alive. So they add in bits of information. It's a long explained thing, but whatever. Now, as far as the crying and all of that, the whole getting divorced and missing and all I can say is this. At this age, I've come to terms with the fact that marriage might not happen for me. It's a really good chance it won't happen. But am I okay with that? I'm okay with that. I have a son, love him to death, love that guy. And when I was younger, I honestly thought the only reason why a man and a woman got together was to procreate, and then the only reason why a man and a woman got married was for financial gain for one or the other or both, whatever. So now, marriage, financial gain. We live in a world where I'm able to do just about anything I want to on my own. Would it be better if I had a spouse? Damn right. There's so many different levels to marriage that people don't even understand, but you get a lot of it's just a different financial world when you get married. Things it just is. That's how it goes. I don't know why. That's just how it goes. So getting married and not having anything is not in the way in which I wanted to get married. I wanted to get married and have something established for myself. So that the likelihood of that is very likely now. I'll probably by the time that I see a freaking wedding bells and whatnot, I'm gonna be very established in whatever it is I'm doing. I've been doing for myself for a long time. Would I want a spouse to get with me when I get my millions of dollars and then divorce me within 8 months to a year just because they felt like that was the game the whole time was to find somebody with it and then take half of it? Boy, no, I'm not going for that. I can't go for that. I can't go for that. But needless to say, there's millions of men out here who get caught up like that, and women too. It happens to women too. They have some top earning women out there in the world, and there's men who do the same thing. They prey on them, they make them fall in love with them, and get married to them, and then they run off on them. It's sad, but you got to know when the love is real. That's the only thing about that. You got to know when the love is real. So, for those of you out there married, look at your spouse. Just do a check-in, man. Just do a check-in, bro. Just do a check-in. Make sure everything's all right. Make sure everything's on the up and up. And if it's not, see what you can do to fix it. But being married is all about pushing through things. I'm not even married, and I can tell you that. It's about getting through things together, not on your own, not as an individual, but together. How do we get through this together? If you can't think like that, you won't be married long. But there's that on that. And hopefully you enjoyed this. So now's the time when you show love to the channel. Let me know if this is something you're into. And other than that, peace.
Perfect.